केंद्रीय मंत्री जितेंद्र सिंह ने कहा, राष्ट्रीय अंतरिक्ष दिवस चंद्रमा के दक्षिणी ध्रुव पर चंद्रयान की ऐतिहासिक लैंडिंग का जश्न मनाता है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की नीतियों ने अंतरिक्ष क्षेत्र को पुनः जीवित किया है, महत्वपूर्ण निजी निवेश को आकर्षित किया है और अंतरिक्ष अर्थव्यवस्था को बढ़ावा दिया है। इस क्षेत्र में अब लगभग 300 स्टार्टअप हैं और इसका लक्ष्य $44 बिलियन की वृद्धि है।
As far as the National Space Day is concerned, we would recall that this is also the day the Indian mission Chandrayaan 3 landed on the southern pole of Moon, the first ever to have done so. And it is an amazing feat in the sense that the ISRO was set up in 1969, which was the year known for the first human being having landed on the surface of Moon through an Apollo mission, Apollo US mission, and the name of the person happened to be Neil Armstrong, and we were just taking off. But today, India's Chandrayaan mission was the first to land on the South Pole. So you can see there was no dearth of talent, there was no dearth of acumen, there was no dearth of commitment in our scientific brains and scientific researchers and even our scientific experts. But what was lacking was the kind of enabling atmosphere or the kind of enabling environment or the kind of enabling ecosystem which is provided by the political leadership of the country, which is provided by the policymakers of the country. And that deficiency was overcome after Prime Minister Modi came in. He liberated the space sector out of all these shackles, and the result today is that we have Chandrayaan, and again to commemorate the successful landing of Chandrayaan, it was none less than Prime Minister Modi himself who declared that this day would be observed as National Space Day. And I think this is going to be a source of inspiration, not only symbolically but even otherwise for youngsters, because we had a huge lot of brain drain happening as far as our space scholars were concerned because of the lack of employment avenues back home. But now, with the new avenues having taken up, so I think this day would also, year after year, keep inspiring our young space scientists and also our young space aspirants to move on. And also when we enter into a year which is going to be marked by the launching of Gaganyaan next year, and one of our astronauts, Group Captain Shukla, has already been identified to accompany the expedition to the International Space Station. So I think the National Space Day 2024 has more than one messages to convey for a different group of citizens, even those who have not direct stake with space, who are just common citizens of India, but they have a feeling of esteem that now India has come. India is now a frontline nation of the world and a nation to reckon with. Now, as far as space economy is concerned, I think in the last 3 or 4 years there's been a quantum jump. And I have the confidence to say that in the years to come, space economy would be an important component of India's overall economic growth. And this has been possible because under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, just for 3 or 4 years back, we were able to liberate the space sector, unlock the gates of Sriharikota to the private players, and the results have been amazing in the sense that in just about 7-8 months, beginning from 1st of April to 31st of December 2023, we had an investment of more than 1,000 crore from the private sector. We are today an $8 billion economy, and as the current budget mentions, we hope to rise 5 times in the next 10 years and be about $44 billion economy. And that's because in the last 2-3 years after the new space policy was adopted, it was a very scientifically conducted approach was adopted. We had an interface called InSpace, then a PSU in place called New India Space Limited, and a whole lot of integration and coming out of the silos in which some of our sectors are working, most notably the space sector, has actually given it a tremendous boost in the last 3-4 years. We were just one-digit space startup till about 3 years back. Today we are close to touching the mark of 300, and some of these startups are of the world potential.